It might have been even a last-minute decision for him to do this show. He showed up in very good conditioning. I thought he had a very good chance at giving Ian a run for his money. But the problem was, as I stated in my prejudging wrap-up,
What's
he was
up,
a little
Show Nation?
out-muscled
This is Chris
everywhere.
Singleton, and
In
welcome to the show.
On the lower
Everybody's
half,
chest looks so weird
Ian, if not
on
beat
this
him
camera.
in the lower body. But what I've seen with bodybuilding, I feel like bodybuilders that compete are definitely rewarded more for having a more developed upper body than lower body. So what I'm saying is, when guys come into shows that are unbalanced,
those
where
legs
their
are
lower
huge.
body dominates their upper body, I don't feel as they get enough nod as guys do that come in with upper bodies that overpower their lower body. So in this case, Antoine's legs are definitely more overpowering his upper body now. Now, I don't know if that's because of him having to kind of jump through loopholes to get to this end result to prep, because he's not maybe using all the super subs as needed because of his health. I don't know. I really don't know. But I feel like his upper body lost that pop. Maybe it was because he over-dieted. I don't know. But what I'm telling you is I noticed a little bit of a decline in his upper body.
Well, I guess I didn't get what I wanted.
His chest and back thickness, his back, overall development everywhere in his upper body. He was razor sharp. I think this was the best conditioned Antoine we've ever seen. And I really have to say this might be his best package ever, even though his upper body was down in size a little bit. Because I really think his physique flows very good, even though his legs are overpowering, if that makes any sense. He still has very good flow. But before he had this health scare, his issue was conditioning. He never was like razor sharp shredded. He was shredded, but not like perfect. I feel like this was as perfect as you can get conditioning-wise. So maybe he sacrificed that fullness for the conditioning. I don't know. I'm not in a training camp. I'm just assessing what I saw, and it's just my opinion. But overall, I think he did a very good job at pushing Ian, and I don't think he should feel bad or hang his head low about this performance. I think this was very good considering all the factors, and probably, most of all, probably doing it with the least amount of chemicals and as safe as possible. If this is his goal to continue to do bodybuilding as safe as possible, and this is the package he's able to bring, he should be very, very proud of himself and be lucky that he's able to get in this shredded condition without pushing the envelope.
I feel like I always get that out of this fat, or one of these
as long as he's healthy, he's not putting himself at risk, and he's able to do it as safe as possible. And I want to stress that. This is not a situation where you should be putting your health on the line. Bodybuilding is not worth the risk. There's not enough reward, and there's nothing in life that's worth sacrificing your health for in the long run. Antoine showed up and did very, very well. I just want to say that.
Was it?
I said in prejudging, I think he looks very improved.
Was this a rare?
From the front, he hits those front lat spread, the upper chest by the clavicle, tying into the front delt is much more fuller. It just feels like I pulled the word rare round. His chest looks much fuller from the front shots, even in the front double bicep, front lat, like I said. Side chest looks much fuller, especially from the side. His chest is much bigger from the side. You can see from the lower pec where it goes into his intercostals, much more thickness there. I think Ian's side try, side chest are his two best poses. They're gnarly. He's got a lot of thickness. He's very wide. He has very broad shoulders, and his waist is still very, very tight. He has very similar structure to Jay Cutler from the front, where he's super wide, but he doesn't have those gnarly sweeps that Jay had, but very reminiscent of Cutler from the front and the side. Now, when he turns around, he doesn't have those crazy lats that pop out like Cutler, where Cutler's back is literally like a U. Like it just goes straight up. Where Ian's is more of like a W. And it's not a bad thing, just different structure, different strokes for different folks, but still very improved from the backside. When he pulls back to hit that rear lat, rear double bicep, way more meat on his lats and his middle back, on his rhomboids. And when he hits that rear double, his back really pops and comes alive. I do want to see him improve the posing though. I can still tell he's hesitant getting into the poses, and I'm not so certain that he's in them yet. And he's touching and feeling, and you can tell he's trying to find it and feel it. And I think if he really just jumped into those poses and hit them with confidence, it would come off much better on stage and to the judges. But that's just me nitpicking him. But I think overall, from what I can tell on the live stream and the photos that I've seen so far, much improved. I feel like I said earlier in the prejudging wrap-up, he's more complete everywhere. He's kind of filled up those holes that need to be filled, and his whole physique just looks overall more complete from every angle, not even just from one angle, all angles. And That's really going to help him at the Olympia, where he's going to move up placings, hopefully, and potentially get into that first call out to be compared next to the best. And if that happens, that's a win for Ian, because last year and the year before, he was not able to get that first call out. And he's reiterated that multiple times, that that's his goal, is to get to that first call out. And I just want to add also, with bodybuilding, you're only as good as the people you're compared against to on stage. So Ian may have looked amazing today. And I'm not taking away from the improvements he made, but what I'm saying is, and we really won't know how good Ian is and how good his potential is until he's actually standing next to those guys that are the best in the world. But we will see that now, because he's qualified for the Olympia, and I don't see him doing another show from now into the Olympia, unless for some reason he wants to jump into another show and get a paycheck, which is a possibility, but most likely he'll be shutting it down and preparing for the Olympia. And he's still got 5 months to get ready, make some improvements, have a small rebound, and then go back into prep. And I think Patrick Tor deserves some credit here, that he's been improving Ian's physique ever since they started working together a few years ago, and Ian has only gotten better. Hats off to Patrick Tor. I think he's done an exceptional job with Ian, and whatever they're doing, keep doing it. Now, even though the Vancouver Pro was a small show, I still think the top 4 guys are very good, and I would...
Only a few people with the highest IQ can solve this on the first try. You just have to make the same colored dots without crossing lines. It's way harder than it seems. How high is your IQ? Play now and find out.
Switching to Frontier Gig Fiber is really taking my gaming to the next level.
No more lagging?
Nope.
Awesome. I'm getting really sick of this love.
You gotta take off video down. I don't give a take off down. And you're not allowed to come back to New York City, bro.
Y'all New York, man. Y'all some man. I'll kill y'all, man. What's up? Hold up. We out here. We go worldwide.
Miko Worldwide. Listen, I'm a grown-ass man, and I can admit when I'm wrong. You know what I mean? I can apologize for my mistakes. I spreaded some false rumors about you, man. And I know in the video I said that you forced yourself on a 15-year-old boy, and I was wrong. You know what I mean? And that wasn't true. Instead, you forced yourself on a 17-year-old boy. My bad. Next time, I'm going to make sure that I get the facts straight.
YouTube has been on fire since China Mac addressed criminal allegations against another YouTuber by the name of Miko Worldwide. Based out of Georgia, Miko's YouTube career dates back to 2019 when he started vlogging in the Dominican Republic before traveling to other foreign locations such as Thailand, Germany, and Colombia. But his last trip to Colombia in 2020 would gain national attention. Miko was arrested by Colombia's CTI, a law enforcement agency that monitors U.S. law enforcement investigating arrests. himself in the shower before being driven home by Miko and Ishwa, who knocked on the door of Bryson's home, but nobody answered. Bryson decided to check his brother's car door, which was unlocked, so he sat in the car and waved Miko and Ishwa off. It wasn't until the next day when Bryson's mom returned home from an out-of-town business trip that Bryson claimed he'd been raped. He'd spent the morning and afternoon with his brother, but failed to mention anything about an assault. That same day, the Swanee Police Department would respond to the hotel room, arrested 22-year-old Ishwa Long for aggravated assault. Police would arrive at Miko's parents' house. Next to the Miko was let out of the back of the home, and later police pursued his mom. During that time, they smoked, and the victim gave oral sex to Miko, which would be used in Miko's defense as a clear indication of consent in a previous interaction. But in this interaction, the victim claimed to have blacked out. He started off by saying it was Miko who contacted him through the dating app using a fake name and profile picture. He asked if he wanted to do meth, to which he agreed. He admitted to stealing the cough medicine as Miko and Ishwa watched him take it in the bathroom, and when they got back to the hotel room, they asked him if he'd ever smoked angel dust. He was handed a blunt he believed contained marijuana, which caused him to lose consciousness. As he came in and out of consciousness, he realized he was being choked from behind and sodomized by Miko. Bleeding from his rectum, he was taken to the shower in the hotel room before being driven and left on the porch of his home as he was unable to walk. A medical examination would find a 3-centimeter anal tear within his body. Ishwa Long, Miko's co-defendant, would end up taking a plea deal in the case for a lesser charge of cruelty, in which he admitted to throwing away the bloody sheets from the hotel room. The statement he gave the detectives would align with the statement given by the victim. The victim, who said he was raped, would say he required Miko and Ishwa to wear condoms, which shows initially he consented to sex. But what he didn't consent to was waking up only to be choked unconscious by Miko, who was penetrating him. With Miko in the county jail without bond, Miko's defense would file a motion for bond reconsideration. Initially, it was determined Miko posed a flight risk, as he'd obviously been captured in another country and the courts were aware of his YouTube channel. A fugitive report would state that after he was captured, Miko engaged in a physical altercation with customs or an ICE official in Colombia, causing him to have to be removed from the plane that was extraditing him and resulting in Gwinnett County having to pay for a private plane to bring him to the U.S. During that flight, Miko would brag about his channel and his freedom while having warrants for his arrest, causing his bond to be denied. His defense would argue that Miko had been in jail for over 6 months without incident. Miko had been attacked by an inmate but did nothing to defend himself other than stopping the inmate from further harming him. His defense would say Miko fled the country in fear of punishment for the crime he was accused of, but he had no intention of fleeing again. His lawyer would also detail Miko's background. He'd worked for the past 5 years in retail loss prevention, a job based on identifying suspicious customers and preventing theft. Miko also had previous experience in law enforcement, but the lawyer obviously didn't want to bring up Miko's past arrest, in which he was charged with impersonating an officer. Back in 2013, Miko was a part of a group causing a disturbance within a restaurant. When police responded, Miko identified himself as a police officer, but refused to provide identification. He further informed the officer he was post-certified, which stands for Peace Officer Standards and Training. POST is a training program meant to raise the training level of law enforcement officers. Miko had also received tactical squad basic training, basic correctional officer training, pepper spray training, mental health training, and a community service response team certification. It was during this 2013 case Miko wrote a letter to the judge detailing his education, employment history, and community outreach skills. He'd recently graduated with his undergraduate degree in criminal justice technology, stating his growing passion for criminal justice. He spoke on working closely with many police officers due to his role as a retail loss prevention detective, and he'd even participated in the Atlanta Police Department's marathon, raising awareness and funding for Crime Stoppers. But back to his other case. Miko's lawyer would tell the judge of his degree in criminal justice and how Miko was very close to being hired as a federal law enforcement agent with the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency when this incident occurred. His lawyer also brought up how the victim initially said he was raped, and 29 minutes into the interview stated he required Miko and his co-defendant to wear condoms. Miko's lawyer would tell the judge Miko has no prior history of sexual misconduct, other than a 2012 case out of Fulton County, in which Miko was charged with sexual battery. The case was disposed without conviction, and details regarding the case were unavailable. The state brought up that two other agencies from another country were investigating Miko, having been involved with another child, but details couldn't be provided. The judge decided Miko was still a flight risk and denied his bond. Miko would remain in jail for a total of 14 months before taking a plea deal in May of 2021. Specifically, he'd take an Alford plea, in which the defendant, aka Miko, maintains innocence and does not admit to the criminal act he's accused of, but admits that the prosecution has sufficient evidence to persuade a judge or jury to find him guilty, so he agrees to be treated as guilty. The negotiated sentence would be 5 years probation with early termination in 3 years, and he'd be guilty of only aggravated assault, with the state agreeing to drop the charge of sodomy. He'd be given 14 months credit for his time served in jail, and if he filed to terminate his probation with 75 to 80% of his sentence completed, the state would not oppose, meaning he could be off probation in less than 3 years. It was explained to Miko that if he was to take the charges to trial and lose, he'd face a possible 25 to life in prison for sodomy and a possible 20 years for aggravated assault. Miko, the state, and the judge would accept the plea, and Miko was found guilty of aggravated assault. Within the following month, Miko would return to YouTube, and over the next few months would begin blogging his journeys through some of Atlanta's most dangerous neighborhoods.
Thanks for joining us.
Before
The show
transforming his
brings you
channel into a
Diamond
hood
Dynasty
blog
Baseball.
channel, in which he
It's
travels
the
city to
Boomers
city,
going up
state to
against
state,
the
giving an
Wolves.
inside look into some of America's most dangerous
First
neighborhoods.
pitch coming your way
as
next.
those featured in the videos would flex guns and proclaim gang affiliations. All of this was being done with many not knowing or claiming to not know Miko's
So
criminal
just about
history
set, stepping
up until
in,
Miko was
Cedric
linked with
Mullins.
China Mac. China Mac would be the first to publicly ban Miko worldwide from New York, while Miko would respond with another hood blog.
Swings and misses. And away we go this
Hey, man,
afternoon.
hey, let's shout out China Mac, man.
Fuck you,
What's
nigga.
up, man? Not good out here, boy.
Check swing, but he went too far.
Now I'm
That's
just
strike
confused
two.
as everyone else by the blood throwing up a pitchfork, so I decided to reach out. He's apparently
And the
a
righty
rapper
deals.
named King Joey Cadell. With a
Swing
song
and a
like
miss. The
Beats.
velocity blasted it right past him. Mike Napoli.
Doing on Miko's charges. When I asked if he knew of his charges, he replied with something
And
about
he
his 17
swings and
years.
misses at the
You know what
initial
I was
offering.
doing at 17? Now, I don't even want to know what you was doing at 17. You co-signed what the other 17-year-old was doing. He'd mentioned Duty Low.
And he's down 0-2 as he swings through
I
it.
can't
Today's style of
Never
focus
actually
on the damn
tried.
ball.
Big
And
time
apparently
velo on the
Miko
ball
pulling
and
up to
big
his
time
hood
pop at the
is
plate.
enough verification that Miko is a real one.
Ground ball
A
up the
picture
middle.
posted
A
on
dive.
Instagram by
Nice
the rapper
stop.
Monster
Throw to
Blue,
first.
which shows
Nicely
him and
done
all the
for the
GDs
out.
happy as hell to be next to Miko worldwide. And Monster Blue would even go as far as saying China Mac was banned.
2 outs, bases empty.
What's crazy
Here's
is
some
I don't think
real
the
power at
majority
the
of
plate.
these hoods
George
get
Brett.
to Miko's case, but apparently these guys did. And he either didn't care about his
And
charges,
first offering
or
is
just wanted
fouled
the
off.
clout of being on his channel.
Wow.
The fact that they're throwing
Look how
up gang
far
signs
that
weapons, while a law enforcement trained,
You just gotta touch
criminal
something.
justice degree, and
Kicks and
damn near
fouls.
federal agent cameraman records them.
Swings and
It's
fouls
fucking
one off.
crazy because any and everything seen in those videos could
No score,
easily
just
be
getting
used
started,
against
top of the
them
first.
in the same hood that they want to show up. Now it's clear Miko isn't a pedophile
And a
based on
swing
his
and a miss.
position,
And that's
but
that.
the only thing that saved him from a statutory rape charge is
Bottom
the
of the
fact
first.
that the age
Now
of
here
consent in
is
Georgia is only
Cedric
16.
Mullins.
Had he been convicted in Florida or many other states,
And a
he'd be
pitch.
a full-blown convicted sex offender with charges against a minor.
Foul
Pleading
ball.
out to aggravated assault, Miko was convicted of choking a 17-year-old boy from
3-0-1.
behind. And the thought of a 27-year-old engaging in any sexual act with a 17-year-old
Well, triple
still
digits on
doesn't
the
sit
gun.
right.
I know there
Whether
are
it's a
more
boy
guys
or a
that
girl.
can reach that
But
now
these are
than
the
in the
facts of
past, but
Miko's
it's still
case,
impressive.
coming directly from the paperwork.
And a swing and a
It's
miss.
now up to the
And
viewers
there's
to
one
decide
down.
if Miko is a genuine
Batter
good vlogger
will be
or if the
Fernando
origins of his
Tatis
channel was a
Jr.
facade
He's turned into
as
one of the best
investigated by law
shortstops in the
enforcement
game.
agencies.
Y'all letting this nigga just all
Now,
up
this
in your
whole
hood and
Offering
shit, and
misses
y'all
handily
fucking
for
It's
ball
wild.
one.
Everything
Fernando
that I was
Showing
Tatis
them
saying
love,
Jr.
fuck
continues
that.
to
It's
be
publicly
one of the
available
most dynamic
for a little
talents
bit
in
of
the
money.
game. That's
You know what I
easily put
mean?
together
But,
in 2021.
Come to
One
find
of
out,
the best in
Miko
Padres history.
is or was
Tatis
a fan of my
waits.
channel.
Something
And
wrong
we
with my
spoke.
internet.
I put a post on my
Swing and a
community
miss.
post saying I was
And
going
it's
to
a
do a
ball
video
and a strike.
covering his
He's
case.
such a special
He left the
player at a
comment
young
saying I
age.
was
He led the
ignoring his
National
calls on
League in home
Instagram.
runs in just his
We
third
spoke on
season in the
Instagram.
bigs,
Wanted to
and
clear
he
up
went
the
on the
fact that
injured
he
list
wasn't a
twice in
pedophile.
that season.
As far as everything else, there wasn't much he could say. Now I'm gonna let this
Here's a
be
1-2.
known. There's nothing wrong with being gay, bi, or anything else that falls under the LGBTQ,
On the ground, right
et
side.
cetera. Nothing wrong with that.
And here this afternoon,
Transparency
two
is everything,
quickly
right?
away in the bottom
When
of the
you're
first.
just telling people you
Deceptive
beat the
slider
case
right there,
flat
stayed in the
out,
tunnel a long
you're
time,
not
got
telling
that hitter
people
out
the
front,
full gist
rolled
of
over
what
it,
the
put it
case
on the ground.
actually was. A lot of these places you're going to show vlogs is showing gang
And
members
first off,
that
ring is
obviously
fouled
live a
off.
certain life on a certain set of rules. A
0-1.
lot of the things that we talked about in this case, from whatever happened in that hotel
Out to
room,
short.
to
Oh, he
Miko
throws
either
it,
being
gathers and
police
throws,
trained,
and that's
police
a great play
certified,
for the out.
damn near a federal agent, none of that would be accepted
Why is my shit
for
fucked
any of
up
the
like
people
this?
that follow that code, right?
Back here at the ballpark, and here's the first baseman, Frank Thomas.
Leading off for Ontario, the first baseman.
The wind of the pitch. And first
Oh my
offering is
fucking
fouled
god.
off. Miller, when you talk about his skill set, he stops teams from getting hits. That's the thing that he's so good at. He's just really difficult to get base hits against. Base hit, off to a good start with a leadoff knock.
Shit flew in the grass.
Everything
What is
came
it, turn?
together perfectly for him right there. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
The batter now, Javier Baez. And first offering is fouled off. They say it went.
Well, he's got power, and
so
he has a
tired of that
reputation of
shit.
being a strike thrower.
Swing
So,
back.
to his advantage, he can expand the zone.
Swing and a
Get this
miss.
guy,
Struck
man.
him out. And now one away. Now it's Yordan Alvarez. Bounced up the middle. Nice stop. There's one. On to first. Safe. So they get one, but a really nice try there.
Batting seven, the second baseman.
Here's a speed threat. Alfonso Soriano. First pitch doesn't find the zone.
He can throw that fastball slightly above the top of the strike zone to get hitters to chase. He can also break it off because when you're geared up for good velocity, it's hard to stay back. You have to make a decision really early.
And a pitch. Up the middle. Throw to first is in time. That's the third out. Welcome back. Bottom half of inning number 2. Devers now.
Leading off for the Wolves, the third baseman, Rafael
The
Devers.
right-hander back to work. So what's the approach from an offensive perspective against a guy that doesn't give up a lot of hits?
I think you just kind of have to lean out over the plate and, take your base. But seriously, you just have to try to shorten up. I think guys choking up on the bat a little bit to have some more bat control, be a little bit quicker, and don't get greedy.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And there's one away. And the batter now, Christian Yelich. Be careful with this guy. He's got power. He can untie it with one swing. And first offering is fouled off. Righty delivers. Swing and a miss. And that is strike two. Right-hander kicks, deals. Swung on, belted.
I hung it.
Oh, away! Christian Yelich leaves the yard, and that gives them the lead. It's 1-0. And now it's the switch hitter, Carlos Santana.
The first baseman.
My first game of the day, but just first game back home.
Santana.
And fouled off.
That's it. Shit.
Swing and a ball lifted left field. A little bloop single. So a man aboard now with one away.
Back-to-back base hits. That's a ball that a lot of times you'll see the shortstop or left fielder be able to get to if it hangs up in the air long enough. But right there, it just died and found a way to drop in on the green stuff with base hit.
Ronald Acuna Jr. swings through one there. Next offering is in for a strike. Santana, the runner at first with one gone in the inning. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Two gone now. Man at first. And now, MJ Melendez. And that one fouled off. Foul ball there. And the 0-2. Stays alive. Next offering misses. Ball one. Kicks and deals. Swing and a ball popped up. And the inning is over. And welcome back. All set for the start of the inning. At the plate, Ronald Acuna Jr. And a pitch.
Trying to keep good speed off the bases.
Just thought about it.
One. Swung on, belted. Deep left field. That one on its way.
Fucking park is so damn goofy. Good Lord. What is that, 520 feet? What the fuck?
Over. It's 1-0. Pinch hitter coming on now in the pitcher spot. Rafael Devers. He represents the go-ahead run.
Pinch hitting. Rafael
Hey,
Devers.
comment in the chat if you're watching my stream.
Fought off foul.
I'm greedy towards you.
And he deals. That's outside.
Always exciting to see a leadoff home run in an inning. Kind of gets the offense fired up, and you start to expect a big inning.
Swing and a miss. 1-2. Here comes a pitch. And now the count is even. Righty to the plate. On the ground to first, and that's just foul.
Are you going all to the inside because my PCI is kind of outside to the bottom?
Half is open.
Got him looking. One out. And now Cedric Mullins.
Cedric Mullins. Ladies and gentlemen.
You know, this guy's great speed is in the back of that pitcher's mind. If he can get on, it's going to give him one more thing he's got to think about.
And he swings and misses, and it's 0-1. 0-1. Swing and a miss as he was late.
Well, don't expect too many more high fastballs. This is a good sinker ball pitcher, and sometimes they can make mistakes trying to pitch up in the zone. Look for him to stay down around the knees to be effective.
The 0-2. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Now 2 away. Now the number 2 hitter, Mike Napoli, grounded out his first time. Pitch misses inside. 1-0. And now the lefty. Liner picked on the hop at first. The tag got him. Wow, what a play.
I halfway don't want to play somebody that's going to sit there and watch my fucking broadcast when I'm playing. I think I'm just off for a friendly quit. You want a friendly quit?
Bottom half of the third, and they bring in a new pitcher, Raleigh Fingers. He has a great slider with tons of movement.
Your attention, please.
Bottom of the inning. Here's a big power threat. Yordan Alvarez. A wind in the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Now the 0-1.
No chance of swinging at this, huh?
And that one is lifted in the air. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. 1 away. So the batting order turns over. Now Cedric Mullins.
Cedric Mullins.
In there, and it's 0-1.
They didn't let you swing, huh? Yeah, it's done that to me a couple times.
Foul back our way, and that's out of play.
That fastball at the bottom of the zone can be very effective.
Down
Just
here.
gotta keep it on the corners.
He's going to swing.
And a foul ball, he stays alive. The 0-2. Stays alive. They say it went. Sends it to first, and they get Mullins for the out. Now it's Fernando Tatis Jr. He's 0 for 1.
Fernando Tatis Jr.
Swings through that one. 0-1.
I'd say that stayed in the tunnel for a long time. No chance of even fouling it off.
Comes up empty on the swing. 0-2 now. So 2 strikes on Tatis. Got him. And that'll do it.
Your attention, please. Lopez.
Back here at the ballpark. New inning getting started. Now it's the power speed combo. George Brett.
The third baseman.
And here it comes. That's off the mark. And that's ball 1. The pitch. Swings and misses.
You a fucking lame-o.
Now at the belt and fires.
Love how vocal the umpire is today. No doubt in the hitter's mind, catcher's mind, and even the pitcher's mind as to the conviction in the call.
Whips it to first on the run. Brett out on the play. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Frank Thomas. And he's already singled in this game. First offering misses the mark.
In the infield at the corners, don't be surprised to see them come home first.
Oh my fucking God, man.
From scoring.
Strike 2. And a pitch. And now it's even up.
This situation, he's trying to get you to pop something up or jam you. It's a really good take, knowing you get an opportunity to drive it around here.
Lopez gets the swing and the miss. Huge strikeout there. Baez.
You're fucking lame,
He
dog.
stands in for the second time. And it's 1-1.
This guy's sink has so much drop in it. It's almost like a split finger fastball. Instead of just weak contact and balls on the ground, he gets swings and misses.
All tied up and here in extra innings. The next pitch misses, and the count is even 2-2. And that one handled.
Should have went right past him.
Gets it to first. Baez gone in the play. Third out. Bottom four, Ketel Marte up to the plate. He provides a surprising amount of pop from the second base position.
Listen, that's not something to take lightly. Getting that kind of production from the guys up the middle, it's not a strength of most lineups.
Mullins pulls it down, and a quick out, number one. To second with the throw, and no chance to get back. It's a double play. Rafael Devers up to hit. And the first pitch misses for ball one. And what does that do for a team when you get power from unexpected spots like that?
When you're in the dugout and you see a guy come up big like that you don't necessarily expect it, it just energizes that entire team.
There's a swing and a drive. Out of here.
So what, I gotta press the fucking button when it's not even a wall to go over? I didn't think I had to press anything. That's supreme bullshit. Next time I know to jump. It wasn't a hard one. Just didn't think I had to. Whatever. Lost to that bitch, man. Fuck.
Here now is our
Mm-hmm.